Hello.
So they probably didn't hear any of
They
that.
didn't hear any of that. Welcome home.
Good thing I saw that whole unmute thing.
We could have been muted for a little while.
We could have been talking.
That's okay. Nobody cares.
You guys wouldn't hear it. Hi.
Sometimes it's not worth hearing. I gotta turn down my volume on my computer.
Fix your volume.
I was listening to the song.
Hello.
Randy, there should be sound now. I hope.
Okay, hopefully. Can you guys hear us all right?
It says that we have sound on ours now. Mute is big.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky. Okay, it looks like we have sound.
We have sound. So now you have to listen to us. Sorry. We'll apologize in advance.
Yeah, that's not good.
So,
just trying to situate over here. Okay, I'm set.
You ready to do your little thing you do?
What should we? Yeah, I'm ready.
Do we know what number it is?
We do know what number it is.
Okay, go.
In the intro. Hello and welcome to TMSM Weekly Live Show number 96 for September 28th, 2020. I'm Scott.
I'm Michelle.
That's right. Yeah, 96. That's right. I had to think what I put in the description before we started.
Okay. Before we start talking, as usual, if you would be so kind and to share this video with your friends, we would very much appreciate it.
And if you don't like them, share it anyway.
Yeah, and if you have people that you don't like on your friends list, then you could
drive them nuts.
Drive them nuts with our rambling for an hour. Yeah, I mean,
Miss Floridians.
Miss Floridians. We are Miss Floridians. Although it's been so long since we've gone to Michigan, I feel more Floridian these days.
Starting to feel that way.
Yeah,
I feel more Floridian. I don't like the cold, so this is perfect for me.
So we're supposed to get a cold front this week. I'm so excited.
I got our coats out and our boots in the winter and fired up the snowblower yesterday to make sure it works. So we're all good. Got some propane for the generator. So in case everything
Florida cold or cool, whatever. What did I call it? Cold front.
Cold front.
Is it's gonna be going down into the 60s at night, overnight, and then
at 3 in the morning.
And then in the 70s, early 80s, low 80s. And what's funny is we had a discussion about this the other day because we just discussed silly things, and we were talking about how I miss the the cool fall weather in Michigan because I love the the fall season and all the stuff that goes with that. And then here it's just so hot. You don't get those things like we did up north. So
yeah, 80 is called Florida February.
I'm excited for it. Like when the humidity goes away and you don't feel like you're standing in soup when you go outside. I am all for getting rid of
What's wrong with soup?
Season. I'm ready.
Why are you hating on soup? Soup goes with the fall.
You don't want to feel like you're standing in
soup, chili, all that stuff.
Chili.
All those kind of things go along with the fall weather, so it's perfect.
None of those things. None.
She says this now, but in December when we're in Michigan, I'm going to remind her that she said all this because she's going to be. It is so cold here.
Hey, I have my winter coat and my boots and everything.
Her 17 pair of Uggs and her Spirit jerseys, and she should be able to keep warm.
I'll be fine. All right. Anyway, and thank you, all of you. I see you commenting about your Lost Princess apparel stuff and that you enjoy it. Thank you so much for the support. That's why we weren't here last week. We had a huge weekend with masks and things, so we were busy, and that's
I don't think I've recovered yet.
No, we're busy a lot.
We
do a lot of work.
It's funny when we started all this and we're going to do the packaging. She was like, "Well, we won't have to go there every day." I'm like, "Okay, you just go think about that for a few minutes."
Yeah.
And we're there every day.
I stand corrected. But let's get back to Disney.
That's a good thing.
Let's get back to Disney or to Disney since we really haven't talked about it yet.
Randy's been to Mackinac.
It's Mackinac. You know what's so funny?
People from Michigan say Mackinac. Or not from Michigan. Not from Michigan.
There's certain words that us Michiganders say that people always mispronounce, and Mackinac is one of them. It's spelled Mackinac. Okay, anyway. Oh my God. Disney.
It's like radio dead air.
Disney. Okay, so last weekend, well, not this one, it just passed, but the weekend before, we actually decided to do a staycation at the Contemporary Resort.
Thank you, Becky.
Thank you. Now, if you are looking for a vacation, staycation, any of the things, all the things, Becky and her team at MEI Mouse Band Travel, I'm always wrong,
Right there.
And their links are all over our website. They will take care of you and get you what you want, even if it's short notice, because we did our short notice and boom.
The last 2 have been short notice.
This is true.
The first one, though, was like hours short notice. This one was at least the day before.
So yeah. Okay, so you know how, like, I'm sure all of us, feel that way as far as, we have Disney resorts and such that are bucket list resorts.
Mm-hmm.
And for years, the Contemporary has been on my bucket list. And I know he doesn't really care, like, where we stay, but I was like, because I don't want to go into too much detail, but
I wouldn't say I care. I just, I don't know, I guess our bucket list might be a little bit different. That would be the best way to say. Yeah. My bucket list is like, there's like 3 or 4 places I want to stay. That's what it is.
Do you want to say what they are?
No. No, I can say it's actually the ones we can't afford to stay on. It would be staying in one of the bungalows at Poly, or one of the bungalows over at Fort Wilderness.
Yeah.
Disneyland Hotel, of course, is up there.
Yes.
And I definitely want to stay at. I think that's really. The Treehouse. I want to say Treehouse at Saratoga.
We don't.
Saratoga. That's Saratoga. It's been a long week.
At Saratoga, the Treehouse is. He wants to stay there, and for me, I think it's like too far away from civilization. Like, if you take the boat ride, right there, you can see how far back the tree houses are, as opposed to, like, I like to be close to things.
Civilization? The boat drives right past.
But you know what I mean?
And you have your car sitting in the driveway.
No, I mean.
It's like going to the campground.
Okay, wait. Let me rewind. Okay, when we stayed at the Contemporary this weekend, everything was kind of like right there. You go downstairs to the gift shop. There's food there. There's everything is close, which I like. Now, friends of ours, Corey and Lucretia, they stayed at, I want to say, Caribbean Beach this summer, and they said one of their biggest complaints about it was the fact that the building they were at was far away from civilization, as I just said.
Corey lives in Alabama.
That's got nothing to do with anything.
He's way out from civilization. They're out in the middle of nowhere. Outback won't even deliver to them.
Okay. My whole point was that even Corey agreed with me, which he doesn't always agree with me. Actually, I think he goes out of his way to disagree with me. He disagrees
on purpose because it causes more fun.
I like the fact of the convenience of the Contemporary Resort. So I was like a little kid, because people always ask me, "Are you tired of going to Disney?" No, actually, no, I don't. And I had wanted to stay in that resort for so long that when I found out we were going, I was like, I was so excited.
It's funny because she did not want to close the curtains because we had theme park view, and she wanted to keep the curtains open all night. I'm like, you realize at like 7:30 in the morning that sun's gonna come blaring in there and wake us up. She's like, that's fine.
Who cares? See, and that's another thing. And we were on the 10th floor. We had theme park view, and that is the way to go, because the view, and I know if you guys watched, I put video up in the past week. I put some up on, I think, yesterday, and then when we were there, I did a little live feed. You have to admit, you cannot beat that view.
No, the view was great.
It was amazing.
And it was magical because the little kids above us were blowing bubbles.
Oh, yeah. So we were on the balcony, and all of a sudden he looks at me, he goes, "You have like soap in your hair." I'm like, "What?" And then like he's like, "Wait a second, you got soap in your hair." And then I start looking up, and there was the kids above us with the bubble blowers, and it was going down onto our balcony. So we had bubbles. But anyway, that has nothing to do with the story.
Extra magic we didn't have to pay for.
Yeah, we got magic bubbles at no extra charge.
I'm sure they were out of a Disney bubble blower, so it is magic.
I believe they were, because I saw the kids like hand hanging over it, and it looked like the Little Mermaid one, actually.
See, there you go. Disney magic everywhere you go.
It's magic. Okay, anyway, so we had previously, I keep saying, oh, Jack, why?
Jack, come here. The one night you tell Andrew not to take him.
I told Andrew he did not have to take both dogs out tonight. Just take Ava.
Hey, come here.
And yeah.
I know,
okay, I think a kid is coming. Yeah. All right. And Jack, enough.
You're crazy.
Crazy. What was I saying?
I don't know. Jack distracted me.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Okay, so
he hijacked the whole thing.
He hijacked that.
I need a hi-hat.
Thank you, Aiden.
Thank you.
We previously went to the Contemporary, and we've always visited other people there. Our friend Jody and her family were there, and they invited us up. When we first moved here, we went up to there for 4th of July when they were running the fireworks. I'm trying to think what else. But we had been to the hotels on the monorail loop, but we have never stayed there ourselves.
So now the only one we haven't stayed is probably on the loop.
Right. But it was very surreal, I guess you could say, because I remember years ago when we moved, we talked about this, when we moved here, like staying at the Contemporary is like a bucket list thing that I didn't think we were ever going to get to do. And the fact that we did, it was like, I wanted to be on that balcony like the whole time. And the only bummer part, I will say, and it's not even really a bummer, like if you want to take good and make it great, is the only bummer-ish part was the fact that
no fireworks.
No fireworks and no pageant, water pageant.
Yeah, they weren't running those.
And okay, here's another bummer-ish. So like the parks close early.
Like
what was it, 6 or 7?
I think it was 6. It was 6.
And then like how usually if you stay on the monorail loop, you can go to a hotel. Well, the monorails don't run past like 7:30, and everything gets really quiet. I mean, it was really quiet.
And the Epcot monorail's not even running.
No,
because we went to Epcot. We checked in on Friday, and we were going to go to Epcot for a few hours. So we weren't even thinking. We just went over to go on the monorail. I was like, oh, they're not running. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we go get for the bus, and the bus thing didn't say there was an Epcot bus coming. I'm like, oh, cool. So we went. We took the car, drove over there. Just as we're pulling away, the Epcot bus pulled up.
Yeah, it was just weird because usually I am a I don't know what you'd call it, like one that likes to go to the parks at night. I like to.
We're not early birds.
We're not early birds. I am not a morning person at all.
She's not all about rope dropper.
No. I would rather be in the parks in the evening where it's not so soupy. You're not standing in soup. I enjoy the castle lit up at night, and I just like being in the parks at night. I'm just a night person, and so that was another thing. So we haven't seen the castle at night like in months because it's been they close early and whatever else. So from that view from our balcony, you could see the castle lit up, in the evening. And the one night I stood there and watched like the sun go down, and I kept saying, look, the castle's getting brighter. Look at it, and I'm such a Disney nerd because like I get so excited. I get excited about the same things every time.
She does.
But it's endearing though, kind of, isn't it?
Sure.
Okay, so little things make me happy, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that at all. No. She definitely is very, makes it worth what it costs to go do that. The enthusiasm and everything makes it worth the price. Don't get any ideas.
Can we go again?
No.
Please.
What was weird, though, we noticed is that, as Aiden calls it, the girl show is done.
The girl show. Nobody gets our jokes.
Do you want to explain
have
what
to
it
explain.
is? Go ahead.
Okay, so when Aiden was little, whenever we traveled to Disney, he wanted to watch the must-do list. It's on the TV.
Stacy's must-do.
Yes. And he didn't know anything about this girl, but he liked her enthusiasm on these shows. So he would call it, I want to watch the girl show.
To the point of we would watch it and that's what he would fall asleep to at night, just watching that over and the loop of 15, 20 minutes, whatever it was.
So the girls' show was Stacy's must-do list.
We ended up having to videotape it to bring it home so he could watch it from home.
Yeah, like so years ago, before like we were smart finding stuff, we videotaped it when I think he was 5. I want to say
something like that.
And it
was 09. So yeah,
he like whatever for him, I've talked about it before. He has anxiety like I do, and whatever kind of keeps him cool and happy. You want to watch the girl show? We will put that on for you. And we watch it over and over until like we knew what she was going to say next. I think I still remember some of it.
I could have redone the show.
Mm-hmm. So when we stayed in July
at campground.
At the campgrounds, and the girls' show was still on. This time, it was gone.
And you could tell that they've done a lot. We actually did see Jeffrey Epstein, who we know from D23.
Yeah.
So we got to see him. He was actually on there, so that was kind of a surprise. And then we saw just some of the other things they're doing, using de acapella, doing videos, little shorts from different movies and such.
But it's not the same.
It's definitely not the same. They show a little bit. They talk about DVC a little bit throughout it, but it's all like little, probably 2 to 3 minute snippets, I guess.
It's not. Okay, so here's the thing. Well, when we stayed in July, I did say I didn't want them to get rid of her. I did say that it was outdated. That a lot of things that she was talking about, or that they were showing, were no longer.
And you could tell the difference because they have edited it over the years, and they've added new
where they added Pandora,
right.
Or they added
Magic Bands.
Yeah.
But they added it's the first Magic Band 1.0, now 2.0, and they didn't have those when we saw in July. We didn't see those. But like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train was added, and that wasn't in the original. So there's just little things like that we noticed that they were editing, and I think they got to a point where they'd have to re-edit the entire video because a lot of those things are gone now or been changed.
Well, I also think because of the times that we have now, like things are changing, things are closing, things are, it really was out of date.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that nobody cares what I think, but what I had done.
Obviously you do, because there's all these people watching you.
You guys care.
Just saying.
But Disney doesn't care. Like I would have probably like just taken some things out. I don't think I would have gotten rid of her altogether.
Well, I think like I said though, I think it got to the point where they probably edited that video so many times with so many bits and pieces. That's probably getting to the point where can we really use it? I mean,
they still have the Harley Davidson store that has not been at Disney Springs in forever.
Well, it is. It's just down by World. It moved. They keep doing it where Disney Style is, though, right? That's where it was.
Is it?
Yeah, it was where Disney Style is, and now it's closer to World of Disney. But it's much smaller. They don't have the motorcycle you can go sit on with that. So it's over by Levi.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Shows you what I know. Nothing, evidently.
See, Heidi cares. She said she cares.
Heidi Ho. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So this is Michelle throwing her name in to refilm that video for Disney.
If you need a new person,
she will gladly do it. So I think we need to get that trending. Michelle's must do at Disney.
Michelle's must do. It has a nice ring, doesn't it?
Should get that on a shirt. I remember we did something like that when we first moved here. Remember
we did
went
have
around
the must-dos.
like your top 5 rides, and we filmed.
Yeah.
You like getting off or on the ride and then getting off the ride, and why you thought it was like number 5 or whatever it was.
It was crappy video though, because I was like totally terrified to be in front of
camera.
Yeah.
Period.
Because I was afraid people would make fun of me. And if you guys make fun of me, or people on the replay makes fun of me after the show is over, then fine. Whatever.
Hey, it's traffic. If they're making fun of it, they watched it, and that's engagement and a view.
Okay. However, no, I don't think all publicity is good publicity.
Sean's tweeting it now.
Oh, Sean.
And Sean's doing it.
Michelle's must-dos. Sean is my PR person. Sean, can we make this happen? I mean, anyway.
She would do it just for the fame.
What?
You wouldn't do that just for the fame, not for the money? You wouldn't want to be the must-do girl that's in all the resort TV?
Okay, I sort of would. And I'd probably do it for free.
If they let her wear a Main Street Mouse shirt on.
No. Because because think about it. Now you're going to think this is stupid, but that's okay. In my little head and heart, I would be like, oh my gosh, I would be that girl welcoming all these families to their magical vacations and telling them about all the fun things that they get to do. I would love that job.
The best would be some of our competitors going to check into the room and they see Michelle.
No, that would not be good for any of us.
That could be funny. I want to put a video camera, just videotape every react. That could be good. Sorry.
Would be good.
The next media event where they have us staying somewhere and get up in the morning, everybody at 8 a.m. down there going, Michelle, we saw you on the TV last night.
Oh,
doing your must-do list.
Thank you.
You really like the list that much?
Oh my God. We're ridiculous. All right. Anyway, back to our staycation. Okay, so the Contemporary was everything that I hoped it would be and more. I loved it. It did not disappoint. The only thing I was disappointed about was the fact that everything closed early.
We had Contempo Cafe 4 out of the 6.
Yes, we had, because like, there's not enough food choices. Like, you know, normally you could, like if you're on the monorail loop, you could, you know, like, oh, let's go over to the Poly and go to Captain Cook's, or let's go do this or that and the other thing. And then, you know, but like, it's almost like my mom and dad used to have this saying when I grew up, when things close early, they roll up the sidewalks.
They roll up the monorail.
They roll up the monorail at 7:30. So I don't know. That's the only part. So here is my way to get back to the Contemporary again. We have to go back when everything is back to normal, and
that's when the price goes back to normal.
And we can fully enjoy ourselves, because I mean, wouldn't you want me to be happy and see the fireworks?
Are you saying you're unhappy?
No, I would be super happy though if I could.
But you're not happy with what you had?
I was totally happy. I mean, no, don't make me sound ungrateful, because you know I was grateful.
You said you want to go to other resorts, though. We can't keep going back to the Contemporary.
But I'm a creature of habit. I thought it was wonderful.
So you don't want to go to any other resorts?
See,
she loves the Riviera, so I'm trying to set her up here.
I do love the Riviera. When we got to stay there for a media event in January, I loved every second of it. I love the resort. I love the food. I love the way the resort smells. I love it that the Skyliner is right there. Their pools are beautifully.
They have a tangled mural.
And they have a tangled mural. So it's like, there's that. But not just because there's a tangled mural there. That's just icing on the cake. It's the fact that the resort itself is just very nice. I mean, nice. I loved it, and I thought that we had the view of the Skyliner, and it was just a great view. You could see the studios up there.
We could look into we were looking into the studios, and then we were going towards Art of Animation and Pop.
Yeah, it was really nice. And we don't get to do, being that we live so close to Disney, we've only done staycations very few times. What?
Let's see what Randy's. Well, first, Faith has a question, so I'm gonna think if Becky's still on, I'm gonna let her ask that. So I'm not sure of that question. And then look what Randy said.
Scott, I bet if y'all talk to one of DVC peeps here, hint, hint, something could be arranged.
See, so you're Team Scott now, aren't you? Randy's Team Scott. He's gonna be here in December, and then again in May if we don't get to see him in December.
But if there was other resorts we were gonna stay at, I would like to do the beach club because of the pool with the sandy bottom. I would like to go back to the Riviera because, again, creature of habit. And I'd like to stay at the Poly. I've already stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I don't really have any desire to go there again.
Really? You didn't like I thought it was kind of cool seeing the animals coming. Yeah.
I didn't like the food at Animal Kingdom Lodge, so.
Hey.
So there's that.
We need a girls' staycation.
A girls' staycation, that could be dangerous.
I just want to know which girl just said that.
I know. One of my admins is posting as the Main Street Mouse. So is that Liz or is that Melissa?
Or is it Lucretia?
Who's posting and saying we need a girls' staycation? Because I could totally be down for that.
They can do girls must do.
I have eaten at Chico. Did not like it.
Yeah, we had that on the last thing we did. Mm-hmm. She is very plain when it comes to food. She doesn't like chicken if it has the bone in it still. She doesn't like steak.
It's Liz.
We don't eat
seafood. I figured. No, see, okay, when I say I
So
don't,
Becky's all on it.
see, I don't. You cannot. Paula too. Look at this, Liz. See what you started. It's
you know what? Me, Chuck, and Corey are gonna have a guys' weekend.
You are getting the ball rolling for girls' vacation. So okay, here's the thing. Let me just preface it by saying I don't like most food. I mean, I
Chicken
don't
fingers.
like I don't eat beef very often. I don't eat pork. I don't eat fish. I don't eat anything with bone in it. Anything that swims. I don't eat
I swim. Jack swims. That's why.
I don't eat dogs or people. I don't.
Or chicken or fish.
I
or
eat chicken.
See, oh yeah, you eat chicken. Chicken and turkey if they're cooked well done.
Yeah, I have to have.
It has to be so dry.
What?
Bark isn't as dry as that is.
Yeah, so
Thanksgiving she makes me burn the turkey to where it's so dry.
Okay, so you know that scene in Christmas Vacation where Clark Griswold goes to carve the turkey and it goes.
That's our turkey every year.
Because I have to have it well done.
We cook it and she goes, it's still too juicy, put it back in.
Put it back in.
7 hours later, we pull it back out.
So when I say I don't like a lot of restaurants, it's because I'm picky.
Next time I'll buy you lunch meat turkey and just put it in the oven.
I don't like lunch meat turkey.
You won't even know the difference. It'll be dry.
I don't like wet turkey, like wet lunch meats. It's gross.
If you put it in the oven, though, it'll be dried out. No. Feel like beef jerky.
I don't know.
Turkey jerky.
Hey, Corey said chicken salad chick. I do like chicken salad chick.
We were just there again on Friday, I think it was, or Thursday. Thursday we were there. That was the best food ever.
Chicken salad is good.
That is the new, if you come to visit, we're taking you there.
Yeah, chicken salad chick is going to be like one of the stops on the way to Disney now.
It really is. That place is awesome.
How did we get on chicken salad?
Corey brought it up. It's all his fault.
Food.
Darn you, Corey.
See, this is why. He said earlier, let me throw him under the bus. He's like, I'm tired tonight because we worked at the office all day. I don't know if I want to do an hour show. And I'm like, we don't have to do an hour show. And he's like, no. He said, because we get sidetracked so bad, it always is.
That's not throwing me under the bus. That's just proving my
Okay, so you have a point. Where were we?
Who knows? We started at the Contemporary and never really, for 45 minutes or whatever, 27 minutes now, we've been talking about the Contemporary.
Okay,
it's nice, but I don't know if it's a half-hour show.
And we got to go to the pool. Let me just say that. We did go to the pool.
Don't even bring that up, Shane. I'm bitter. Go look at my wall. You'll see why.
Wait.
I don't care if they won. I'm still mad.
Detroit won this weekend.
Big deal.
Okay, don't start. He gets all triggered. Don't do it.
Because we lose next week, I guarantee it. What'd I tell Chuck? Said I can't wear my jersey next week because I didn't wear it yesterday and they won. I won't wear it next week and then they'll lose and then I can wear it again.
Focus. Thank you, Faith. Focus. All right, you see? All right, so the
Becky, you sidetracked never.
What?
Becky.
Becky. All right. Okay, so I want to talk about something sad now.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So, was it yesterday? Was it yesterday?
Oh, it was 2 days ago.
I can't remember. I'm tired.
Was it yesterday?
So the Grand Floridian Society Orchestra is done. So they put something on their Facebook page, and I just happened to open my Facebook at the time and catch it right away.
It was the first thing on your wall.
And because I gasped when he goes, "Uh-oh, what's wrong now?" And I read it to him, and I said, I got to put this out because I know a lot of people are going to be sad about the orchestra at Grand Floridian retiring. Now, they had been playing there for 32 years.
That's a long time.
That is a long time to have a gig like that. And we were talking about it, and these entertainers, they mean a lot to Disney goers, especially when it's something that you are used to seeing, year after year when you go vacation. And I feel like everything has changed so much this year for obvious reasons. There's things that we are losing. There's things that are just different. And it makes me really, really sad about the performers at Grand Floridian. So
yeah, it makes me wonder. every time this comes up, I always wonder, okay, what's next? You know, what are we going to lose now? What else is going to happen?
Yeah, what next?
Yeah, Randy, good point. When Richard passed away, that was the first big hit to the Floridian, and now this, and it's just like, I mean, I understand why they have to do certain things. I understand they have to make cutbacks. They did say something about they don't know what the future holds.
I know there's like petitions, like, but you know, there's always petitions. Anytime something changes at Disney, you know, like Judy said, off kilter.
Yeah, off kilter.
You know, people
have
like these petitions to get these performers to come back, and it just feels like this time it's just different.
Yeah, you know? I think it's because of the climate. I don't think it's because they were bad. I don't think it was because of any other reason. I just think it was because the guests aren't filling up the resort to come watch them play.
Grand Floridians. Well, they moved. Okay, so here's the thing. They were playing over at the studios the past few weeks, and they even said on their Facebook post that, you know, they didn't necessarily love playing over at the studios because it was so different from what they were used to, but at least they were still there, and it was supposed to be temporary until, you know, things got rolling over at the Floridian again. And yeah, they're done after all that time.
And these are excellent musicians who just love to play music. I mean, they're not doing it because they're not making a ton of money.
We don't know what they're making.
Well, but I'm guessing that they do this because they genuinely love entertaining people and crowds. And yeah, going to the studios is a difference, but they were still able to entertain. They were still able to do what they love to do, and they were still able to give that magic to people. And it's really sad to see that it just comes to an end like that. Like they said, off kilter. I mean, how many bands and music groups have come through Disney and then they've left, and everybody's like, "Oh, they'll be back, and sadly, they don't come back. I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame that it happens that way.
And you know, us Disney fans are, you know, like I said, like 4 or 5 times in the past half hour, you know, creatures of habit. When there's things that we love, it's sad when they go away. And especially when it comes to actual people and, you know, musicians and entertainers. Right. And then I hear asking about the government capacities and stuff. Okay, so I didn't write about it because I didn't want people fighting in the comment sections.
Because that would have happened.
And last week, the governor put the state of Florida into phase 3. So what that means is restaurants can open to full capacity if they choose. Same with theme parks. And as of right now, like, nobody's done that yet.
I don't think the theme parks are going to do that.
No.
One report did come out last week saying that there's been no spike due to any of the theme parks reopening, which is good. That's wonderful news to hear that. But I don't think they want to take a chance. I don't think they want to instantly go to 100% capacity and then something could happen. Not saying it would, but it could happen. So I think things will still stay status quo. They might increase the capacity a little bit more.
I think they already are.
I think they have, because the last couple times we've
been to the parks, it's been packed. We went to Magic Kingdom for lunch when we went to our staycation, and we ran over to go eat at Liberty Tree, and just running over for lunch, it was like, oh my gosh. I mean, and you know, I feel it's weird. It's weird reporting on things right now, because there's always, I just report what I see and whatever else, but people are like analyzing what you post and what they see, like the Halloween cavalcades, which are very cool, by the way.
But people are getting in crowds to see them.
Well, that's what, yeah. That's what I was about to say, that people were like, well, that doesn't look like distancing. And, you know, and cast members there's cast members walking around with signs that are about the 6 feet and whatever else. So
make sure your mask is over your nose and your mouth.
They're doing what they're supposed to do. You know, but there's only so much they can do. And I will say, with the extra people along the parade route, because it seemed like the park was way more crowded, it is harder to get crowd control.
It is. It wasn't a typical, what we remember a Saturday to be like.
No, it was like a regular weekday.
It was like a regular weekday.
And there were waits.
Busier. But I think the thing with the cavalcades, as opposed to a parade, when a parade is coming, people line up an hour before the parade. Yes. The parade takes a half an hour to get through. So you've got that crowd, and then you've got 20 minutes of trying to get away from that crowd where everybody is hurtling, trying to get down the path. Where the cavalcades, they're I think I recorded them, they're about 2 minutes
They're
From the
very
time
short.
you see it to the time it passes you, it's about 2 minutes in length. So people aren't just staying there for an hour. They're not standing there for an hour waiting to hear Festival of Fantasies music begin or waiting to see Maleficent Dragon come down. They are standing there, they see whatever's coming past, and then they move on and they go to the next thing. So nobody is standing around. And usually you're standing around with your family, your friends, whomever you're there with. And I know when we've done it, we usually just kind of find our spot where we want to stand, because the way we video or way we record everything, we try to catch it from 2 angles, or one of us is further back than the other, so we can get the coverage.
We both record the same flipping
we
thing.
We do. It's just whoever comes out better at the end is the one we put out.
So I really think that they're going to start moving towards higher crowds and such, but I do, just my opinion, I don't think they are going to change any safety features anytime soon.
I don't believe so. I think they're going to keep it, and for good reason. They should. Regardless of what the governor said. Yeah, he did. He released the state.
But he left it up to the individual properties.
And that's your choice. And they need to make the decision. Do we continue to do this? Do we not? I think we're going to be wearing face masks for some time at the parks. Restaurants and that might not, but I think the parks are going to definitely stay that way. The 6 feet, I think they need more time for things to keep moving forward. We had our lowest day in the last 24 hours of cases since, I think they said June. In the last 24 hours. Today was the lowest, under 1,000, I think it was, or under 100. I can't remember what it was. The number was really low, and they were shocked that number came out. So that's a positive sign for us. So who knows what's going to happen? Nobody does. We just sit there and wait and see what happens, and take care of you, take care of yourself.
But right now, nothing's changed. No. I mean, I've had messages from people saying, "Oh, everything's open and back now." No, it's not. I mean, they have the choice to. I don't think Disney will be one of the first to jump on that wagon. I can see some place like SeaWorld or something going first.
Universal was the one that kind of set the precedence when they reopened. They were the first ones to open and go back, and they did things right. And I'll be curious. They'll probably be the first one, I would think, to make a change. In my opinion, I think it would come from Universal, just because they've kind of become the trendsetter. What they do, then everybody others follow. Last year with the hurricane, they were the only ones that didn't close. Everybody else closed. Universal, like,
for that hurricane that never hit.
Yeah, exactly. They said, this one's not going to hit us. We're staying open. We're not going to close. And they did. And everybody's like, how could they put their people in danger? And there was no danger.
There was no danger.
Just nothing ever
happened.
It rained. So it was fine. And I think they'll probably be the first one to take the lead on this, to see if they try it. And that's smart of the other ones, because let's see what Universal does. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it doesn't work. And that's why I think Disney may have held off a while before they did reopen, because they wanted to see how it worked. Because if there would have been a spike,
then they're like, not us.
Disney would not have had to shut the doors again.
No, and here's the thing.
Yes, Becky, they will be the canaries.
Yeah, you know what? It's almost like one of those things that, let's see how it goes. You go first.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, and I think so. Just let me sidebar that for 1 second. So last week, which was kind of cool, I didn't realize what I was listening to until it was as it went along. But I got a call from one of my media reps, and she said that you need to be on a call tomorrow at 1:00. There's no recording of said phone call. You can talk about it afterwards and whatever. So I'm like, okay, because I don't ever tell my Disney reps no, ever. Ever. I will make it work.
Disney reps and Becky are the ones we don't say no.
If Disney calls, I'm like, what do you need? So anyway, so I was listening to this like, it wasn't like a press. It was a press call.
It was a press. Now it's funny because now they do these phone calls or these Zoom meetings or whatever for them to learn what's going on. Where it used to just be either an email, or now they're kind of having somebody tell you what's happening rather than just sending you an email.
Okay, so it was kind of like these updates from the parks, and I was like, where are they going with this? Because they showed like a person over at Epcot, and they showed a person over at Animal Kingdom, and I'm like, okay, and they just talked about safety features that we've already known. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, where's the buildup? Where's it going? So then towards the end of the call, when Walt Disney World was done, Josh D'Amaro was on, and he was at Disney California Adventure. And I'm like, oh, this is it. I'm like, we're gonna find out when Disneyland opens. And well, we didn't. But I was really trying to intently listen to what he was saying because I wanted to be able to report accurately. So for those of you that did not see it, because after our call, 2 days later, we saw it on the news.
Yeah.
And
the video.
Scott told the boys, your mom got to watch that 2 days ago. But anyway, so what he was saying is that they, out at Disneyland in California, they have watched how they've handled it at the other parks, specifically Walt Disney World, with it being so big, and the safety measures that Disney World has taken and how it's worked. So it was almost like he was pleading with the government in California, like, let us open. He said, Anaheim needs to get back to work. That whole area is suffering, not just Disneyland, excuse me, but the businesses around it. Because what they were saying was that the economy in Anaheim, in that area, there's so many businesses that depend on the tourism that Disneyland brings. Yep. And they're saying, we are ready. We are going to do the same safety measures. They have been putting up the plexiglass. They've been putting up like the tape on the ground for
it's ready
distancing. Yeah. They said their cast members have done all the same training for safety. They have hand sanitization stations in places. They are ready to open, and they want to open. They need the governor to say that they can. Yep. And I think that the reason that they had us do this call was to just almost get out the word, reiterate that they want to open, yep. That these people in California, they want to go back to work.
And it's not Disney holding it up. It is the government in there that is holding them up right now. And it's sad that they're doing that. And like Michelle said, so many businesses in that area revolve around Disneyland being open. Yeah. All those hotels, all those restaurants, they get the walk by traffic, and they're losing it. And so Disney is suffering. Their bottom line is suffering. They're not making the money right now either. But neither is the Howard Johnson's or the Motel 6 or the Radisson or the
There's
IHOP
a lot of
or
good
the
neighborhood
Denny's.
Hotels out there. So I know we don't have it. Like, for those who haven't been to Disneyland in California, they have what they call good neighbor hotels. They only have 3 hotels on Disney property, like how we have a ton. They have 3, and all these other resorts they call Good Neighbor. We've stayed at Good Neighbor hotels.
We've never stayed on Disney property out there.
Because they're cheaper and they're right there. The last time we stayed, right across the street from the where you walk into Disneyland. Now everything at Disneyland is right there. There's California Adventures in the same almost lot as Disneyland.
One security and you're into everything. Downtown Disneyland.
Yeah, we stayed right across the street. You could walk right into where you go into the parks. That's a Good Neighbor Hotel. And there's restaurants all up and down the road there. And all these businesses are suffering. And it made me kind of sad, because you could see, you could feel the plight of what he was trying to say. Mm-hmm. Like, we need to open. He I mean, if you have he runs the Disney parks and entertainment, it made me sad. It's like, can you let people know that we're ready to get back to it? We're ready to be welcoming guests. Cast members want to get back to work. Right. I'm just hoping.
Well, it's hard. The governor's he's in a really tight spot because he has the most people of any state, and to let everybody go back full swing and get back into things. And if there's an outbreak, who are they going to blame? They're going to blame the governor for reopening, then they're going to blame Disney for opening, and then they're going to blame the hotels and everything. I mean, it's like a no-win situation. And I guess if they can get get to flatten out or start to dip down, then maybe it'll be easier for the governor. Okay, I mean, Disney was ready to go open July 17th.
Until they changed the rules.
And they changed the rules that you couldn't have that many people gather.
But here's the thing: we went to lunch a week ago with our friend Autumn. And she was telling us about the problems that they're having at downtown Disney there, because people are so,
they just want Disney.
They just want some Disney. And so, like, to get into the stores at downtown Disney, there's like virtual queues to get into the store. Mm-hmm. I mean, and they're having issues with crowds at downtown Disney because all these people who are missing Disney are going the only place that's open.
And if you've never been there, their downtown Disney is much smaller than Disney Springs.
Yeah.
The World of Disney is not as wide of a store. It's a much more narrow store. And it's because of space, but they don't have all the different shops and restaurant venues that we have at Disney Springs here. So they're really limited. So if they get a large crowd of people, there's not really a lot of places to disperse them. They're all going mainly to the same places. And that's why it's overwhelming for the cast members, because it used to be they had the parks to generate some of that traffic. And now the parks aren't there, so everybody wants to go to the World of Disney, or they want to go to this restaurant, or they want to go here. And it's rough for them. And I hope something can happen soon, just for the not the companies, not for those companies, but for the people that depend on those companies, so they can get back to work, because it's got to be rough on them to
people want to
support their families. And
this has been this has been such a rough year. And basically, part of what he was saying, from what I gathered, is, you know what, we made this work at Walt Disney World.
We'll make it work.
Let us show you that we can make it work in California too. And I really do hope and pray that they do get that opportunity soon, because it just like I said, it's just really sad. And I hope that they can come to some sort of an agreement to even just start opening
something.
I
know Disney is always, a lot of people in the industry look at Disney for everything. Best at customer service, best at crowd control, best at just about everything they do. Honestly, when it comes down to, there's so many companies that rely on training through the Disney Corporation for their companies. And maybe Disney could show the state how they could do it right. Maybe because they do have the people in place that do that already. They set
the precedent.
They do. They set the precedent as far as what everything's going to be. And I honestly think that maybe, hopefully, I'm sure they have, but hopefully the government there has sat down and maybe talked to Josh and his team and said, this is what we want to do, and this is why we could do it, and this is how it could work. And maybe they could use some of those measures to put them in place across the state.
They just want a chance. They just want a chance to show them that they got this, they can handle it, they can open, start opening and still keep guests and cast members safe, is what I took away from that. So basically he was just saying, we're ready. So whenever they get the green light, that's what they're going to do. And then while everything has been closed, they have been still working on Avengers Campus, which I know. It's a rough one for him.
That's sadder than Lions.
Well, what's worse, Avengers Campus not opening or the Lions losing every week?
Avengers Campus not opening. That gives me hope. There's a hope of Avengers Campus. I have zero hope in the Lions doing anything. Zero.
Every football season, I always say, this is going to be our year.
Every year. Even in 2020, everything else changes, not the Lions. They still stick. Still a horrible team. I told her, I said, they need to fire the entire team down to the last guy selling a hot dog, tear the stadium down, sell the team to another state. Oh my God, I didn't mean to open this can of worms again. You cannot mention this without him blowing the Ford family needs to sell the team.
Okay.
They use it as a tax write-off against Ford Motor Company. I know what they're doing.
All right.
Not fooling me anymore, Ford. Wait, buy your cars. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Don't my rant. Go ahead.
You okay now?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
For now. Next week I may have a whole nother rant.
Darn you, Lions! All right.
Vengeance will be mine. I'm bringing me and the Avengers, and we're coming.
Oh, Lord.
Seriously, I think I could get a group of friends and we could go beat the Lions. Just saying. Anybody want to try out for my team?
Bless their hearts.
Bless their hearts. All you gotta do is play 4 quarters, you'll beat the Lions.
Okay, all right. So, let's see. I think that's all I had. So before we wrap up tonight, I did want to talk to you guys about Meetup Weekend, because it is just around the corner. We are going to be into October later this week already. So one thing about Meetup Weekend, I know I'm a broken record. I've told you guys it is October 24th at Epcot, and then October 25th at House of Blues. Now, the House of Blues, we have over half tickets gone already. So if you want to come see us at our live on location show at House of Blues, Disney Springs, October 25th, I suggest you get your tickets soon, because I don't want anyone waiting till the last minute and not being able to go.
And I'm actually going to be I'm going to be a part of that show.
Yeah, I didn't tell John yet.
No, John don't have a choice. I can make his mic not work, so that's easy.
So because it's the 10th anniversary of Main Street Mouse this year, Scott is actually joining John and I on stage for the show.
Right.
And then we are
so Sean and Chuck are running everything. You guys, just so you know.
By the way, Chuck and Sean.
You guys are doing it.
Have fun. But anyway, tickets. They're only $5 and it gets you entries to win prizes.
And it's going to be good. I've talked to the people at House of Blues a lot. I actually just talked to them again today. They were trying to get it. They were actually going to broadcast it on their social media and such that this is going to happen. And they're going to have things to talk about for after the show at the House of Blues going to be offering to our folks. So you definitely want to stay in watching what's going to happen with that. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a really fun show, I think.
And then
really fun.
We're going to, you can eat, you can get yourself a cocktail or 2 or 3. And
shut down the springs.
That's right. So my best friends in Michigan will be in town and they are a walking party all by themselves.
Corey said, he's got 2 thumbs and won't be there, this guy.
Corey, call in sick. I won't tell on you.
That time of year, he gets fired. You want to come pack leggings? Can't pay you what you make. Take all the leggings you want for Lucretia, huh?
No, but seriously, it's going to be a really good show, and I hope you guys come. It's like a live show / happy 10-year party. And I know that people have asked me about meetup shirts. He's working on it.
I'm working on it.
Meetup buttons.
I've been
working on it.
I've been busy. The buttons will be ready for the meetup for sure.
What about the shirts?
I'm working on it. I actually just started working out last night, to be honest.
But we're working on it. And somebody else asked me earlier about my shirt of the month at Lost Princess Apparel. The design is done. It has been turned into the company across town, and we are just waiting for them to tell us we can drive across town and go pick them up. So my hope is that we do have them by August 1st.
Yeah,
October. Sorry.
I don't think it'll be the 1st. I'm hoping within that first few days of October. They did Star Wars Celebration shirts, and they just received 160,000 blank shirts they have to print for all the people who ordered them from Celebration. So they're kind of backlogged, but they're just trying to squeeze us in between all that. So they are hopeful. I'm hopeful they will get them to us.
They got them done quicker last time than we thought. So
I know.
I'm
hoping within the first few days of October we'll have them. So I don't think the 1st is going to happen. I'm going to be honest, but hopefully by the 1st.
I'm hopeful still. I'm keeping hope alive. Oh, Paula said she likes the new shirt, so
You showed it to somebody?
I showed Paula.
You're fired. You're not allowed to see next month's shirt.
I did show my Michigan girls the October shirt.
To get tickets for the House of Blues show, if you go to tmsmlol.com, there'll be a link there you can click, and that'll take you to the Eventbrite page where you can purchase tickets.
Yes. It's going to be a really good time.
It will be.
And if you're planning on coming October 24th to Epcot, don't forget they use the reservation system.
You need a reservation.
You have to have a reservation to get in the park that day. Now the park closes earlier than usual. There's no. See, this is another thing I was stressing about because there's no fast pass system right now.
No character meets.
So me planning the schedule for the meetup like I have been. Is going to be different this year.
No electric umbrella to take you upstairs.
I mean, like everything that we usually do at Epcot, I kind of have to come up with a different plan.
So I think the 2021 meetup is going to be like TMSM 10-year 2.0.
Kind of like how they did for Horror Nights.
Yes.
Like we're going to have a do-over.
Yes.
So like our 11-year anniversary celebration will be actually better than the 10-year.
What if we did one at the 6-month marker? Because by then, hopefully, more stuff's open. Why couldn't we do one in the spring?
I don't know. I guess we could. We'll have to make sure that Corey Tucker is available, and then we'll make up.
He's got to watch that power plant stuff, so nothing happens.
All right, Corey. Next year's meetup. He's
getting the peanut festival ready to go. That's what Corey does.
No, we're gonna let Corey decide where or when to have next year's meetup because.
Oh Lord.
No, because I don't want him crabbing at me like this, like he has this year. Like it's personal, and it's not personal.
Lucretia said she's still coming with the kids.
Lucretia's welcome. We have room.
She can stay with us.
She can stay with us. Why not? I have the girls staying with me that weekend, which I'm so
Corey, I'll come visit you. I'll be at the house when you get home. What?
Okay, anyway, TMSM.lol.com for tickets.
Check my itinerary.
And October 24th at
Epcot. 11
so
to 7?
Please,
11 to 7 in the
I don't even know. We haven't made a schedule yet. I don't know. But I will. So please stay tuned for updates about the meetup shirts and all that good stuff, and a schedule for the day. I will get that done. It's just been hectic.
We should have the shirts ready sometime in the next day or two. I'll finish working it up tonight and see what we have, and then she has to approve it all. So from there. Are we pretty much done?
We are done.
Everything. So I just want to mention MEI Travel, Mouse Fan Travel. Becky's been here in the comments wherever they're at on your screen. If you have any questions or anything, just email their team. They will be happy to take care of you guys. If you can't get to them on our website, themainstreetmouse.com, there are links all over. If you click on that, you can be taken to their site where you can fill a little questionnaire, and then somebody will contact you about your trip, and they take care of that for you completely free to you as a service they offer for you. So, but remember, by doing that, you are helping support the Main Street Mouse, and we appreciate that more than you could possibly know.
Small business.
That's it. Support small business. So, so just remember, MEI Travel, Mouse Fan Travel for all your travel needs. Lost Princess Apparel for all your clothing needs for females.
Lost Princess Apparel for leggings and shirts and masks. And this guy gets stuff out fast. I mean, next day shipping. Boom, boom. So, lostprincessapparel.com.
Sorry.
So I guess that's it. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you guys have a wonderful week. Stay tuned to our Facebook group and main wall for more updates. And take care of yourselves. And we will see you real soon.
Yep, guys. Have a great